Folks, thank you so much for joining me here. It's a Thursday night live, March 21st, 2024. I appreciate everybody for stopping by and giving us the time here as we're going to break down a important moment here for the XRP Ledger as we watch all of this news happening on the current events, financial markets, bringing this all back together, as I said in this morning's session, to not only get us on the right side of the transfer of wealth, but also being willing to expose the truth, stand for truth, and have an allegiance to the truth as we fight for a level playing field. That's what we are here to do. We're going to continue to bring the updates, and I really hope that you guys appreciate this session. Before I get started, I just want to remind everybody that all of our community resources are available at my website, zachrector.com. Without further ado, I want to get right into the episode. We have so much to cover here tonight. We're talking about XRP Utility. We got the AMM going live in less than 24 hours. We already have builders showing up here on the XRP Ledger, bringing products in anticipation of the AMM, Automated Market Maker. And so we're going to be explaining that along with this whole network, this hub and spoke model that we have here for the XRP Ledger. I really like what we got cooking. We got all of these smart contract platforms around us. The XRP Ledger remains just so efficient for payments, and the AMM is only going to accelerate that further. This could quite possibly be one of the best places to source liquidity, especially for XRP pairs. And, it's a matter of waiting for more issued assets to come to the XRP Ledger as well. We have to put out the warning, though. Please understand, I asked the question here, is AMM going to lead to a pump? Many people are asking me that question, so that's why I put it in the title here tonight. I'm not guaranteeing an AMM pump. I'm not saying that we're going to have an AMM pump. We will be talking about when XRP will move and the potential for this utility. This is one utility that is going to lead in something that we can add to the investment thesis on XRP. This is the type of utility that we've been waiting for. It is finally arriving in less than 24 hours. And we're going to combine that with how XRP is following along with the rest of the cryptocurrency space, which is just beginning its bull run. An incredible moment here. I want to make sure that everybody likes this video, shares it out far and wide. Another live session where we're going to break it all down for you guys. Let's get started right away by taking a look at these charts. This is Bitcoin right now, back down to 65,000. And this is after we did a 17% correction back down to 60,000 briefly. And right now we're chilling at 65,000. Yesterday, we did go all the way up to 68,000. Massive pump yesterday for the stocks and for Bitcoin after Jerome Powell remained neutral on the rates, did not raise them, did not cut them, just remained them at the same level, and basically 5.25% for the effective Fed funds rate. And the dovish comments from Fed Chair Powell basically saying that they are not, really set on getting back to that 2% inflation target. So please understand that, yes, we get to see green candles on the chart, but yes, we also get inflation that is definitely not over. We're nowhere near winning the fight against inflation, and they pretend like they're serious about winning the fight against inflation, but from their actions, right, we would be led to believe that, that as long as it's been tamed, right, as long as it's not hyperinflation, they don't mind, 5 to 10% real inflation on anything that matters. It's even more than that. But if that data, metric just doesn't go along with the narrative, then we just cut it out and we rewrite. We recalculate how we track inflation. So it's just an absolute joke, but nonetheless, it gives us green candles on the charts. And this is why we are stacking so many of these assets that, one, have been suppressed, two, have massive utility, and three, are going to, are stuck with a limited supply. It's a very simple supply demand ratio here that we got going on with all of these assets for Bitcoin. A halving approaching, which is going to slow down the rate of Bitcoin coming into circulation. We already see many people are going to be holding Bitcoin till $1 million. That's fine and fantastic. We're also seeing tremendous outflows out of the Bitcoin ETFs, which we warned about. We warned about this correction. And so please don't confuse the facts. I'm not a pumper. I'm not a hype boy, despite the fact that I put the question in the title tonight. Is the XRP AMM going to lead to a pump? We need to answer that question for you guys. And we're going to do that later in this episode. Now, taking a look at Ethereum, after the news hitting the town, the word on the street is that there might be an investigation into Ethereum. And boy, oh boy, is there a story to be had there. We know that very well. Taking a look at the charts, 3,400 for your Ethereum, cooling back off. And it's been interesting. Bitcoin, Ethereum, both cooling off. And XRP, well, I guess I spoke too soon because XRP was above 64 cents just 30 minutes ago. And within the last 30 minutes, I guess, as soon as I fired up this live, XRP price went down. Please don't blame me for that, okay? Down to 62 cents. And so, I guess so far is the XRP AMM going to lead to a pump? Well, right now we are moving back down. This is the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart right now here, XRP back down to 62 cents. We'll continue to watch that. But earlier today, it was actually pumping pretty well while Bitcoin and Ethereum were chilling out. Now we are rolling back down. We'll continue to watch it though. Okay, we have 24 hours to go or less than 24 hours until AMM goes live. Now, after Jerome Powell spoke yesterday, we just witnessed more history with the S&P 500 officially adding 10 trillion in market cap since the October 27th low. I already see super chats coming in hot and heavy. Really do appreciate that from the Rational. I can't see the rest of your name, but thank you for the 10 spot, the 322. We know about the 322, don't we? We know about those groups, don't we? Can't say that name, huh? Seriously, how do I use the DEX to convert XRP to a stablecoin when the exchanges go down? What are your thoughts on the upcoming solar eclipse? Yeah. Couple things that I can't speak on there, but I will answer your question by saying that we're going to see many stablecoins issued on the XRP Ledger, many different issuers. And so we got to verify that that issuer is legit, that we can back that claim that they're making, right? And that is why we are so excited to use the DEX, is because the DEX is going to get us away from the need to use these centralized exchanges, right? We might not be able to cash out directly from the DEX or using the DEX. We're going to have to rely on third parties to get us to cash out. But if you want to just secure your profits by moving your XRP to a stablecoin, you will be able to do that using the DEX. You can do that now. You'll be able to do it with the AMM even better, even more efficiently at a better rate to the trader. And so this is what's so great about this AMM is it's going to make our DEX even more efficient. A decentralized exchange that's built into the XRP ledger, removing the need for any third party to swap assets on the XRP ledger. Now, like I said, if you want to cash out, well, then that's where you're going to need a third party. And there's already multiple people that are coming. I'm going to show you this later, this exact point. We already have folks that are building products right now on the XRP ledger where you'll be able to off-ramp basically straight from the DEX. It's coming. Folks, this is our moment right now for the XRP ledger. This is it. Now, I also see that Justin Gunter dropped a 10 spot as well. Blessings, my guy. Appreciate everything that you do. Bull run, out quiet all the haters, and create some generational wealth. Jesus, XRP, but also stay up, family. It's about to happen. Amen. 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 God bless you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. Let's run up this session. So as I was saying, we have history unfolding before us. This is unprecedented. And this is how blow off tops finish, by the way. S&P 500 has officially added 10 trillion in market cap since its October 27th low. Since October 27th, the S&P 500 is up a whopping 1,150 points or 28%. Pretty impressive for stocks, right? For crypto, we're like, 28%. That's just a daily movement in the crypto space. That means the index has added 10 trillion in 97 trading days or 103 billion per day since October 27th. How do blow off tops finish? In other words, the S&P 500 has added roughly 4 times the market cap of Apple in just 5 months. All hype and Fed pivot hopes are literally adding trillions in market cap for stocks. How high can this go? And this is the problem, is that they are fatally pricing in the Fed cut, the Fed pivot, and they've been expecting it. 6 rate cuts is what they expected last year. How'd that program work out? Expecting 7 rate cuts this year. How's that working out? And this is why the bond market's also adjusting as well. Continuing on, I thought that this post summarized it pretty well. This is how most of us feel, right, in Main Street. Net worth is at all-time highs. Stock prices are at all-time highs. Housing prices are at all-time highs. Economic activity is at all-time highs. Air travel is at all-time highs. You can earn 5% on your cash. I know people don't like good news, but this is the roaring 20s without the vibes. And that's the key part, I think, is that we all understand something's off here. And we're going to go into that here in the next data point. We're in the middle of a war. We face issues back home here in the United States of America. And we see that there's no breadth in this stock market, meaning that all of the value is concentrated into about, 7 to 10 stocks, the Magnificent Seven, keeping it propped up. And there's many companies and stocks that have not, top 50 stocks that have not made it back above their all-time high of 2021. So who has it been a bull run for? Well, it's been a bull run for crypto. Obviously, massive run, pre-halving pump as we typically see for Bitcoin. That's great to see. In the overall cryptocurrency space following, love to see it. We've made money. That's great. In the stock market, what's been going up? Well, the top stocks. There's no breadth. All the value's concentrated. How do blow off tops finish? By adding 10 trillion in market cap, 10 trillion, $100 billion a day. I mean, trillion was never even in the conversation. Back in the day, trillion was a word that was never used, right? Now we lose track. Millions, billions, trillions. What are we even talking about anymore? More digits on the screen. And they've been able to do this in multiple different ways with all their different programs. Remember, it's not just simply them firing up the printing press. You have the commercial banks that are creating new debt and issuing effectively new currency, adding more digits to the screen. You have all the derivatives trading, right? Adding more digits to the screen. No one can justify this. No one can explain this, right? How do blow off tops finish? And where are the vibes at? Well, I'll tell you what, the vibes are over here. We got the vibes over here. I'll tell you what, we're going to have the vibes in Vegas too. And the XRP community is going to have the vibes in Australia here. I think that the XRP Gold Coast conference is taking its place right now as well. Shout out to our community down there in Australia. God bless you guys in the land down under. I wish I would have been able to make it to the XRP Gold Coast event because I know the vibes are right over there. I know the vibes are going to be right in Vegas. I know the vibes were right up there in Vancouver, meeting with the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference in the commodity community. God bless them. The vibes are great over here because we understand fundamental value. We are bringing real utility and value to the world that we need. Not, if we have discretionary money to play around with Mickey Mouse meme coins, real value that moves the economy and moves the world. And in fact, what wars are being fought over right now. And this is how you know that the United States is getting desperate here right now, folks. Watch how they slip this one in. When Americans were asleep last night, the swamp in Washington, D.C. released the second half of the ominous bill. Remember, if they don't get a bill passed, I think is it midnight tonight? I don't know if it's midnight tonight. I think it's midnight tonight. It's the 22nd. I don't know if that's the midnight tonight or if that's Saturday if that's going to be Friday night. We're recording this here. It's March 21st, 7:20 here on the West Coast, a little over 10 o'clock Eastern. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. Are we shutting down tonight if we don't get this through? Now, how is this possible that they're supposed to read this, which includes thousands of pages? And you wouldn't believe what they've included in this thing. It is insanity. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but this post says 1.2 trillion of taxpayer dollars will be spent on disastrous policies. This is adding another 1.2 trillion. And you know what's crazy now is we pass these $1 trillion spending bills and it only funds us for another year. It only funds us for another 6 months, including another 300 million additional funding for Ukraine. This is where we're at right now. Meanwhile, what's happening? Taiwan admits U.S. troops are now stationed on islands off the coast of China amid fears the region will spark World War III. We're also seeing moves. I actually asked Twitter earlier today to confirm this because we were hearing about French forces and it looks like special forces are over there as well. This is something that's kind of happening low key. It's not being really confirmed by mainstream news. But now we're getting some reports out that there's been a few hundred French soldiers, special forces, that have actually been caught up. And so I'm still trying to confirm this. Once again, I just keep an eye on this and I try to confirm what we can. It's very difficult to get news out of that region over there in Asia. And then once again, out of the Ukraine and Russia situation as well. But now we're starting to see that NATO's getting more involved. The United States, we've lost track. Can we even keep track at this point of how much money we got going that way? And remember, I'm not here to hate on money going here, money going there. I wish we could all have good programs and fantastic. Everybody could just get money and that would be great, right? The problem is that we're bankrupt and bust. And so we got to come back down to reality. And we got 1,000-page spending bills that the Congress, they get less than 24 hours to read. These are senior citizens. What's the word per minute that they're reading at right now? What's their reading level at? Most of them probably at kindergarten reading level. I wish I was joking. I really would. This is where we're at in the United States of America. I wish I was joking about that. and they have less than 24 hours, and we're talking about $1 trillion, which, what does it matter? You know, $1 trillion now is what $1 billion used to be. What are we talking about? You know, we laugh. Oh, another billionaire. What a big deal. You know, now we're looking at the first trillionaires, right? Bezos and Elon. Now, speaking of trillions, folks, this is why I said the United States is getting so desperate here. And you have to understand, we have the Federal Reserve, which is in control of our monetary policy. And that is supposed to be actually the role of our Treasury Department, right? But, you know, we've fallen off a little bit from how this country was founded and supposed to be ran. You guys know that deal. And so for the last 100 years, we've allowed a private banking cartel in the Federal Reserve to control our monetary policy. Now, the fiscal policy and the Treasury has their budget, right? And they're the ones that are issuing new debt. Right. So the Treasury is no longer issuing currency, but they are issuing U.S. denominated debt in the form of bonds and T-bills. Now, speaking of trillions, they have 10 trillion that they're looking to issue this year. We also have a bunch of bonds that are coming due this year. And Mike Christo put this together very well. He said, you are all forgetting Yellen must roll over 2 trillion in T-notes, which are expiring this month. Plus, she needs to roll over another 10 trillion. 2 trillion in March alone of 7-year bonds issued in 2017. This debt is coming due. And this is at a rate of 6% by June. Good luck. She needs to roll over 2 trillion every month through June. And remember, guys, these treasury auctions, they're not failing, but they're not going well. They're not going well at all. The foreign buyers are not showing up. In fact, these countries are dropping bonds at the fastest pace since the great financial crisis. Now watch OPEC pull the plug on the USD, as they've already been doing, while they cut production too. Double whammy. This is what happened when you control real commodities during the commodity and the currency war. You cut production. Foreigners will liquidate their holdings, and they already are. It's not what she has in the Treasury General Fund or General Account. That's what she's talking about right there. It's what she must pay out. We are already in a bond default that is already happening via the ESF. The ESF is now bailing out the Treasury. And inflation will eat at her tax receipts. And Powell didn't raise rates because the Treasury is in a debt trap. Over the next 2 weeks, things could get ugly. Remember, too, how we've been noting how central banks around the world are taking historical losses for the first time ever, taking losses. Commercial banks in the United States facing hundreds of billions of loans on commercial real estate that are already in significant trouble. And there's trillions over their head that are due over the next 24 months, over the next couple years. And this is on top of the $500-600 billion of unrealized losses on their bonds. So they're looking at trillions of dollars of losses between their bonds and the commercial real estate. That's not even talking about residential real estate. There are other business loans, the other debt that they've been able to, serve out, but they're not going to be receiving payments on, as we've now gone into a recession. And now they're finally tightening up the credit limits. The credit card rate is growing now and increasing at a pace faster than it was before the great financial crisis. And the overall number is way higher, obviously. We're at an all-time high, over $1 trillion of credit card debt, an average rate of 22%. Some worse, 25% credit card debt. So this is a problem for the average retail, the average retail Joe on Main Street, all the way up to the largest central banks in the world, including the Treasury, which wants to issue all this debt so that we can fund our government, right? They're in control of the fiscal situation now, as they have the job, they have to sell bonds so that they can fund our government further on top of the taxes that they collect, right? And what we're seeing is that these auctions, like I said, they continue to perform terribly. With $10 trillion to issue this year. Now, we covered this in this morning's episode, talking about ETHgate, talking about Elon. They're starting to figure this whole story out, and now they're actually starting to look into Sullivan and Cromwell and the conflicts of interest there. There's a class action lawsuit, as a matter of fact, against FTX and Sullivan Cromwell for the conflict of interest that Sullivan Cromwell was actually giving counsel to FTX before this process, this bankruptcy that went down. Of course they were. Sullivan and Cromwell, the same place that Jay Clayton decided to hang his hat after leaving the SEC, of course. And so now we've been uncovering ETHgate. We've been, talking about Sam Bankman's little secret. I got another video that's going to be dropping, breaking down this whole thing with SBF even further. But now it's really starting to go viral, folks. My quant dropped this on my desk this morning, refused to elaborate. This is from A-Rush, FTX creditor, engineer, designer, founder, investor, rugged by SBF. Okay. Quote, we present evidence, some for the first time, that Sullivan and Cromwell knew of the Alameda backdoor. Well, I was going to make a backdoor joke about Sam Bankman-Fried in prison, but I'm going to keep that one to myself. But yeah, they had a backdoor. Sam Bankman-Fried knows all about backdoors, and that's what landed him in prison. And now we're starting to uncover just who was involved in these backdoor dealings, which was, in fact, Sullivan and Cromwell. With the Alameda backdoor, knowing they knew very well about this, they lied to U.S. regulators that FTX was rock solid. Remember how many times FTX met with the SEC and met with our politicians, funding many of them, violated ethical duties, duped SBF into giving control of FTX to Ray. See, this whole thing's starting to go viral. And this is in response to what I covered this morning. See, this is from Bloomberg Law. See, guys, this isn't us crazy lunatic whack job conspiracies in the XRP community. No. This is Bloomberg Law. This is CoinDesk now finally coming around. All the mainstream outlets are finally coming around. Fox Business. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. I guess we should have listened to the XRP army for the past 2 to 3 years that we have been spoon feeding you, Charlie Gasparino. Come on, brother. Where have you been? We've been spoon feeding you the timeline that's never been in dispute by anybody. All of the facts, all of the evidence, of course. And now it's all coming out. And now that the SEC is potentially investigating Ethereum, and they're maybe not going to, approve the Ethereum ETFs. Now we all need to rally and have a kumbaya. And we all need to worship Vitalik. Can we get a vibe check from Vitalik, by the way? Where's he at right now? You love to see it, folks. It's coming full circle. And now, continuing and expanding on that point, from Laura the Shill Shin, BlackRock's new institutional crypto fund received 0.97 unsolicited ETH via Tornado Cash within hours of launching, potentially creating legal problems for the world's largest asset manager. And this is where Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary came in, and he was starting to talk about how basically the potential for, basically a Bitcoin fork where people would only want Bitcoin that could be proven was mined ethically, right? Clean Bitcoin, not what did they call it? Blood Bitcoin, or whatever he wanted to call it, blood money, blood Bitcoin, whatever he was trying to say, right? Mr. Wonderful. And this is the institutional perspective, is that, yeah, we can't be taking money from Tornado Cash. This is BlackRock. Now, of course, we know that, when it's their sanctioned activity from the SEC, that they get all sorts of backdoors and all sorts of deals, as we've been talking about, right? We know that this is nothing new for them, right? But God forbid, now that it's crypto, right? And now that it's Bitcoin, and we got to be clean for the environment, right? It's all about saving the environment. So I would suggest maybe since BlackRock now has received this Bitcoin, which came from Tornado Cash, that's unethical Bitcoin. That's bad Bitcoin. Maybe they can go plant some more trees and buy some more carbon credits. I forgot. They don't even have to plant the trees. They just buy the carbon credits now. But folks, in all reality, all jokes aside, this is what we've been talking about as another threat for Bitcoin, as the threat for Ethereum, is that they've been hanging on an opinion. They don't have law. The only community that has law, the only asset that has law on its side is XRP. Literally the only one, right? We have opinions for Bitcoin. We have opinions for Ethereum. We don't have law. We only have law for XRP. And it still amazes me how many people think that the legal part of this battle just doesn't matter. The legal part of your company just doesn't matter. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I believe I'm going to dive deeper on this in a separate video talking about Sam Bankman-Fried's little secret and how Solana is included in Sam Bankman-Fried's little secret, his little plan. I believe that right now you have an incredible trap that's being set right now in Solana with all of these projects that are launching pre-sales. It's like these people have learned nothing. And I'm not going to feel bad for them. You're doing ICOs, you're doing pre-sales, and we're going to act surprised and shocked when the SEC just comes down and absolutely crushes you guys while you're selling just a bunch of meme coin crap, Mickey Mouse stuff on Solana, thinking that everybody's getting rich and just printing money, as if it's not all being tracked on Bitcoin, as if Solana is not about to be gone through completely, already has been. We've already uncovered how FTX, the bankruptcy estate, they've already been dumping Solana. They've already been dumping Solana the whole way up. This whole pump has helped make the FTX estate whole and the depositors and those that have a claim. It's helping them get paid back out. And now I believe a trap has been set, just like the same thing that happened on Ethereum. This is why they've allowed Ethereum to go through. Is one, they got rich, they profited off of it. But two, it created a token factory of a bunch of projects that are about to be sacrificed by the SEC. The SEC has job security for years based off of all of the ICOs that were conducted on Ethereum. And now these guys are still doing pre-sales on Solana. How stupid can you be? And this is not me being like anti-Solana, anti-Ethereum, anti-crypto. No, it's just you're breaking the securities laws very clearly. Very clearly. You don't have to be a legal expert to understand this. Now, let's continue on, because as I said, now we're going to get together and sing Kumbaya for Ethereum, right? This is Sonishin, the CEO of Grayscale. In June 2018, I had the opportunity to present to investors and media at the Yahoo Finance. He remembers the Hinman speech. He says, I distinctly remember waiting to go on stage, and Hinman came to the stand and he declared that Ether, based on his understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network and its decentralized structure, current offers and sales. This is what's so important. Current offers and sales. He didn't dare go back and say that the ICO, that the pre-sale was not a security. He said the current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions. Well, with all the progress this industry has made, it's nearly unthinkable to imagine we're going to have to defend ETH as a commodity once again. That said, if any industry is up for a challenge, it's everyone on here. As I've been saying, now it's all time to band together so that we can save Ethereum. Where was the support for XRP? And Fred Rispoli's been directly over the target, one of the good guys, fighting it on the legal battlefield. God bless him. He says, we're suing the SEC on ETH security status, and we are at the Ninth Circuit right now on standing issues. The Hinman speech looms large in our complaint. This is why I've been shining the spotlight down on these lawyers. Fred Rispoli, Jimmy Valley, John Deaton, who's now running for Senate and about to give Elizabeth Warren hell. In the entire DC swamp, for that matter. Deaton's stepping up. And Fred Rispoli stepped up, and he actually filed a lawsuit against Jay Clayton as well. As a matter of fact, he ended up pulling it back, and basically it was one of the, see, he's fighting for the XRP community. And I highlight any of these lawyers that are fighting for the XRP community. It's just like our builders. Anybody who's building real utility on the XRP Ledger, I will highlight them. Any of these lawyers that are fighting on behalf of our community, I will highlight and shine the spotlight down on them. Stand directly behind them humbly, as they are the generals on the legal battlefield. Okay, now Fred's been in this. He's suing the SEC, and he just is asking them, we use Ether in our business. We just want to know whether it's a security or not. And as we see time and time again, when Gary Gensler does come out of his little, dungeon to make a public appearance, he comes on out and he won't answer the question directly, yes or no, is Ether a security? Now, Brad Garlinghouse responding here, and this, guys, I'm going to take a sip of my adult beverage here real quick before we get into this, because this is fantastic. This was a grand chess master chess move by Brad Garlinghouse and the team at Ripple. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Cheers, everyone. Brad Garlinghouse, letting the truth be revealed, letting us do the work, letting us uncover this. And he actually comes out And he says that the SEC is going to lose the war against Ethereum. Check this out, folks. The SEC picked fights with the industry and is losing badly in the courts. True. They're now fighting fellow regulators like the CFTC and falling behind international counterparts. Absolutely. At what point will the SEC realize they will lose the war against Ether just as they lost against XRP? Adding to that is Stuart Alderati. Congress must stop funding this insanity. And the reason why this was such a good chess move is it shows that Brad and the team is on the side of crypto, right? Brad and the team, they don't need to really dig into deep ETHgate, and they don't need to be uncovering ETHgate. They can leave that to us. Let us be pinned as the crazy lunatic whack job conspiracy theorists, and let us, go out on that front. This is a corporate stance from Ripple. So I love the fact that they're not coming out and, hopping on the ETHgate deal and really getting onto it, because I think that for a, corporate positioning, they're just doing their deal and saying, hey, over here, we're the only ones with legal clarity. How's that program working out for you guys over there? It's not, is it? And I'm telling you right now that we're in the best position for this bull run. We're in the best position because now the spotlight shines on Team Ripple. It shines on Brad Garlinghouse. And they get to say, yeah, hey, we support the crypto. We've been in fact, we spent $200 million fighting on behalf of the whole space. I don't know where you guys were at, but yeah, we're still here. We're still here. And now we're in the clear. Well, there's a big dark cloud looming over Ethereum right now. We're in the clear. We're in the most beautiful, smooth sailing waters you can think of. That's where Ripple and XRP's at right now with legal clarity. Now, I want to talk about this, folks, because as I titled this session, XRP Utility being unleashed. The AMM is set to go live here in less than 24 hours. And just like most people don't understand the truth about ETHgate, they don't understand the truth about XRP, and they don't even know that XRP has NFTs. They don't know that the XRP Ledger is about to get AMM. They don't know that the cross-chain bridge amendment's also coming in, and we have a massive amount of utility that's coming over to the XRP Ledger. People just don't even know that. They think that XRP is just a centralized banker's coin, and the XRP community is crazy. But just like on the legal battlefield, just like in the political fight, we're having major victories. Well, now we're having major breakthroughs when it comes to the utility for the XRP Ledger. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here, folks. This is from Panos. Since I'm far too excited not to share this, but Anodos Finance is officially bringing their first institutional DeFi platform on the XRP Ledger. This is not Ripple. This is additional builders, right? Additional businesses coming to the XRP Ledger and building products and businesses, and in this case, institutional DeFi on the XRP Ledger. That's right, folks. More details in the near future and the official announcement. So many great things happening behind the scenes that people don't know yet. Folks, this is what is happening right here from Anodos Finance. Check this out. As we are preparing for tomorrow's AMM launch, we are also very excited to announce that the fiat to crypto on-ramp is now live on Anodos Swap. No need to use centralized exchanges or multiple platforms anymore. All you need is Anodos. Our integration offers global on-ramp coverage, aggregation of the top 20 on-ramp providers, 130 plus payment methods globally, industry-leading success rates, the lowest end-user fees possible. Join us in the mission to simplify crypto onboarding and empower universal access to blockchain technology. Now, folks, this is why you saw it in the thumbnail. I put that hub and spoke model, right? I put that hub and spoke model because that's what we are building out on the XRP Ledger. It's this right here. Important moment for the XRP Ledger. Here's my thumbnail. XRP Utility unleashed. We got Evernode, we got the Root Network, we just got the Corium Bridge. That just went live. I'm going to speak on that here in a second, right? You got Flare, you got Zahao, we got the EVM sidechain. That's why I put the Ethereum logo right here, folks. This is the hub and spoke model. Within the center, we have the best ledger for liquidity, which is the biggest problem in the financial system, liquidity. And so the XRP Ledger covers the liquidity. Everybody else builds out the smart contracts, builds out the platforms. And so this is, I believe, one of the best setups right now for the XRP Ledger. And I'm going to show you here. This is what I was talking about with Corium. Check this out. Check this one out. The XRP holders have increased by 1,750% in the last 15 hours. Amount of XRP have increased by 899% on Corium mainnet. Holders, 148. XRP supply, 34,000. We will see 20x more of these before the weekend. So this is an XRP Ledger bridge to Corium mainnet. So if you want to bridge your XRP over to Corium so you can start to use some smart contracts over on Corium, go build something on Corium, right? And you're already seeing many businesses show up on Corium and they're already starting to build, right? But this bridge has gone live and it's already locked up. How much supply? 34,000. Seems like nothing now, but this is just a start. See, this is why I don't expect an AMM pump tomorrow, is because it's just a start. We're not going to see $1 trillion worth of liquidity coming onto the XRP Ledger DEX flowing through the AMM tomorrow. That's not going to happen, but it's the start. And it's XRP locked up here for the Corium bridge, XRP locked up for the EVM sidechain, XRP locked up for Flare, XRP locked up for Zahao, or XRP burnt for Zahao. Remember, there's multiple ways to bridge over, right? And so for Zahao, what did they do? They did the burn to mint. You burn your XRP, you burn your reserve currency of the new financial system to go trade it for Zahao. And I was trying to say, hey, you guys should leave that burn to mint open forever. If folks want to go burn their XRP, go let them, right? Because I'm all for the supply of this reserve currency being reduced. and I just keep on accumulating more of it, right? Which is exactly what I plan on doing with the AMM, is utilizing our assets here. We can now get that yield. And you're starting to see the DeFi landscape building out right now around the main ledger that is the best for liquidity. And it's only going to get better. And we're only going to get more respectable issuers coming to the XRP ledger. And please remember the example that I shared with you guys on Stellar. It only took one asset manager in Franklin Templeton to come to the Stellar network and issue tokenized mutual funds to make the Stellar network have the number one amount of total value locked on the Stellar network, was simply because one asset manager in Franklin Templeton showed up and decided to use the Stellar network. Now, compare this with the XRP Ledger, which we already know Ripple has about 500 partners. We know that there's thousands of other businesses and companies and builders that want to build on the XRP Ledger. And there's going to be thousands more coming as they find out that, oh, wow, we can actually do something over here on the XRP Ledger besides send a cheap, fast, and efficient payment, which is a massive use case in and of itself. But now we can do our DeFi. And you're already seeing institutional DeFi coming to the XRP Ledger, not from Ripple. This is what we want, right? This is what we've been waiting for. Okay, we finally have something cooking over here on the XRP Ledger besides us all just holding it, which in and of itself does reduce circulating supply that is available for liquidity, which is why I've always thrown the market cap calculation out the door for XRP, and I focus on the liquidity value equation. Much different, completely different maths, as they say over there in Great Britain. We got to check the maths when we compare market cap to liquidity value. It's two completely different equations, and it's two completely different equations that need to be done. And so right now, we are less than 24 hours away from this AMM going live, and you're already seeing all of this utility exploding. Speaking on the EVM sidechain, I'm not done. Check it out right here, folks. This is Jazzy Coop here from Ripple. Jazzy, huge shout out to Jazzy Cooper. DeFi products at Ripple. And this is Ripple showing up at ETH Denver. And they explain right here in this thread put together by Krippenreiter why Ripple showed up at ETH Denver and what's cooking over here on the XRP Ledger for DeFi. He summarized it very well. Why was Ripple at ETH Denver? Ripple X is collaborating with peers to develop a fully EVM compatible XRP Ledger sidechain. Guys, you will be able to settle any EVM smart contract on the XRP Ledger using on the EVM sidechain, I should say, using XRP as a gas token. More utility for XRP, more XRP being burnt, more XRP being locked up. Devs may tap into XRP Ledger's amazing attributes, durability, longevity, regulatory clarity on the asset XRP. That's going to be just a little bit important. Biggest misconceptions about the XRP Ledger. The myths: closed source, no public development, can't build things on the XRP Ledger. This is what the entire space thinks about us, guys. They think that there's nothing to do over here. There's nothing to build. And really, to be honest, there hasn't. The truth is there hasn't been much. We finally got NFTs 2 years ago. We haven't had any AMM. We don't have smart contracts, but in reality, we are open source, no smart contracts, but primitives to build on, right? And we got that hub and spoke model, as I showed you guys, where, yeah, you can settle up using XRP as a gas token using the EVM sidechain. You can lock up your XRP for the Corium bridge. Go use a smart contract over there. NFTs, fungible tokens, layer 1 DEX, massive. We were the first layer 1 DEX. Most people don't even know that. Most XRP holders don't even know that. Accessible via API calls, 100%. Principles of the XRP ledger, the core principle, payments and value transfer. For everything else, there's the EVM sidechain. God, I love this setup, guys. This is so perfect. Liquidity, the best liquidity in the world on the XRP ledger mainnet. When you want to go play around on a smart contract, you go to the EVM sidechain. You go to Corium. You go to Flare. You go to Zahao. The other key components, incredibly fast, incredibly cheap in the native order book DEX with pricing optimization, smart order routing. It's going to find you the best prices, the best liquidity. What's the vision? XRPL should become the hub for any value transfer. That's what we're talking about, folks. Using Ethereum as an example, one might transact on Ethereum and swap token A for token B utilizing cross-chain technology to gain access to the XRP Ledger DEX without ever leaving the original chain. Why EVM? Listening to users and developers. XRP Ledger is not Turing complete. Solidity in EVM is key. Migration of EVM dApps to XRP Ledger is not easy. XRP Ledger is isolated from the EVM dApp ecosystem. Not anymore. The EVM sidechain through Pierced is coming in. Does it change the XRP Ledger? A sidechain parallel network doesn't change the XRP Ledger mainnet. Wrapped XRP is always the native asset on XLS38D cross-chain bridge enabled sidechains. So basically you are bridging over your XRP with wrapped XRP. So essentially you have to lock up your XRP to use that XRP over on the sidechain. Anyone can make a proposal. Use cases on EVM that are most exciting. Real world assets, advanced compliance engines, cross-chain protocols. Yep. Are enterprises interested in DeFi? Well, yeah, of course. Permission, fully permissioned at the chain level, sidechains, fully permissioned at the token level, authorized trust lines on the XRPL mainnet, fully permissioned at the protocol level. Yep. Permissioned order books. Got it. And that is it. That is that right there, folks. This is it. Huge shout out to Krippenreiter for breaking that down. And so this is why Ripple showing up here and building. You know, it's so interesting because we have Ripple that is showing up with the central banks, showing up at the Bank of International Settlements, showing up at the IMF, European Central Bank. They're friends with everybody in the banking elite world. Brad Garlinghouse speaking at Davos, not just showing up and taking a picture and pretending to be cool, but actually speaking at the WEF. And then we also see on the other side, we have Ripple going to ETH Denver. And you guys did you guys see the video of David Schwartz riding the scooter down the road? We have the $1 trillion man riding a scooter down the road of Denver. And I've been to Denver a few times. It's a weird place. Shout out to our Colorado audience. I love Colorado. It's an absolutely beautiful place, but Denver is definitely a weird city, and fitting as could ever be. David Schwartz flying down the sidewalk in an electric scooter. God bless him, the $1 trillion man. But the point being, guys, is that we have Ripple that goes to the central banks, goes to the BIS, goes to the elite, but then also comes and they're hustling down here at ETH Denver with the real crypto community, right? And they're building out these bridges, right? And we have these all these projects coming right around the XRP Ledger that all just add more utility here to the XRP Ledger ecosystem. Root Network, Evernode, think of, you know, the Metaverse, Xspectre, Ethereum with the EVM sidechains, PAL, Flare, all these, Corium. We're just getting started. Now, everybody wants to know, is the AMM going to lead to a pump, and when will XRP take off? So I wanted to share 2 data points on the TA perspective, but in conclusion on the utilities that I've been mentioning, we are going to find out whether or not this utility can help XRP price grow, right? We are going to see, many have anticipated that this utility would be what moves price. We've been waiting for regulation and we've been waiting for utility. We don't have regulation. We do have law that tells us that it's not a security. And all that we're waiting now for is for the SEC Ripple lawsuit to conclude so that we can understand how Ripple can distribute XRP and in a way that is not an investment contract. That's all that's left to figure out in this case. Once that's done, then Ripple can start to sell XRP to whoever they want because they'll have clarity on how to structure those contracts, which I believe that they've already successfully changed those contracts after the lawsuit to structure them in a way that's not an investment contract. So now that we have that clarity, now we're getting the utility. And so there's two parts to this. Can the utility be what separates XRP from Bitcoin in the broader cryptocurrency space? That's the big question here at hand. And we've seen in the past that XRP has moved without the rest of the space. And we've seen that XRP can get these random pumps on its own. So I would not be surprised if we do see some sort of short-term pump based off of the utility now being added of the AMM and that hype, right? But what's really interesting to me is that we're also watching the XRP's been growing, following along with the rest of the cryptocurrency space as well. And the two data points that I'm about to share with you guys on the TA perspective highlight that exact point, is that the broader Bitcoin space and the Bitcoin and the broader cryptocurrency space are in the middle of a correction right now. We had the pre-halving pump. Crypto went up, XRP went up with it. Now we're expecting a pullback, and I'm going to show you guys when Bitcoin is expected to top out. And historically, XRP does follow Bitcoin, but we've also seen to the contrary, XRP make massive pumps on its own. Remember, last year, July 13, 2023, when we got the ruling from Judge Torres, XRP went up to $1 and it broke every exchange that traded XRP. That's the power of XRP, where we crash every single exchange that trades XRP. I'm not making that up. You guys know what happened. So, yeah, we might have an AMM pump. It might crash the exchanges just like it did after we got the Judge Torres ruling. What's so interesting about this moment right now, though, is that we're getting utility right as we're set to conclude this lawsuit and right as the broader cryptocurrency space is going up. So I believe, to answer the question, that we are in the early beginnings of an XRP massive bull run. As far as any short-term pump, it is possible. Watch out for it. But I believe it will be short-lived because the broader cryptocurrency space is in the middle of a correction right now as we speak. Now, let me show you the two data points. The wait is almost a meme itself. That's so true. From Jim Knox here on Twitter. Especially when you see even meme coins getting their moment in the sun, with cryptos left and right turning modest investments into digital gold rushes. It's high time we zoomed in on XRP's own tale of anticipation. However, before we dive deep, please remember to save this post for later. Also, I suggest reading the following post first to gain a comprehensive understanding. Bitcoin Peaks and XRP Naps. In the first photo, there's a side-by-side chart showing Bitcoin in orange at the top and XRP below. It's becoming clear to many that XRP often starts moving late. In past bull markets, XRP only began to rally after Bitcoin had hit its previous all-time highs. You can see this timing in the first chart marked by white lines. And I'll show you guys these charts here in just one moment, okay? I'll show you these here in just one moment. I've drawn these lines down to the XRP chart to measure how long it takes for XRP to start moving. For example, it took about 8 weeks in 2017 and virtually no time in 2021. Currently, we're 2 weeks in. Now let's check out another chart for a different view. XRP versus Bitcoin, the slow burn is a good thing. The XRP Bitcoin chart essentially tells you whether you're earning more or less in USD with XRP than with Bitcoin. It's noticeable that before the last surge, there was always a downtrend. When Bitcoin hits its all-time high, XRP took almost the same amount of time to start its rally. This supports the general time frame we're considering. The current trend in the XRP Bitcoin chart is showing very positive signs. Now on to the most critical question. When moon? The trillion-dollar question, right? Combining all the signs, it appears that XRP's window for liftoff could be any time from right now up to 8 weeks following Bitcoin's celebratory peak, targeting around April 22nd. Interestingly, this schedule seems to mysteriously coincide with my previous thoughts on the Golden Cross. And it also coincides with when Ripple is going to be replying to the SEC in the remedies portion of this case. Remember, tomorrow the SEC files the initial remedies briefing. That's March 22nd, tomorrow. AMM goes live, partial government shutdown looming, International Water Day, and also we wait for the SEC to file the initial briefing in the remedies phase, and then 1 month later, Ripple responds on April 22nd. Okay, so interesting enough. It also coincides with the Golden Cross, he says. Moreover, the halving event is poised to occur around the same period. Could this lead to a sell the news scenario, triggering a pivot towards XRP? Reflecting on 2017, as Bitcoin began its descent of 30%, XRP simultaneously embarked on its ascent. Quite the intriguing pattern, wouldn't you agree? So what's next? I should emphasize that nothing is guaranteed. For the first time, we've seen Bitcoin reach its all-time high before its halving, which could signal a very optimistic outlook. Typically, the halving leads to a supply shock, serving as a catalyst for price increases. It's interesting that despite these strong bullish indicators, there remains skepticism towards XRP. This skepticism likely stems from a lack of experience, as veterans in the space understand this pattern of behavior is typical for XRP. You got a lot of new people that have only held for a few years, and they don't understand how this process works. The rotation. And as I've been saying, you got an institutional rotation that's going to be happening at the ETF level. Roll me on over. They're going to be calling up their money manager. Roll me on over from the Bitcoin spot ETF to the XRP spot ETF, or to the large cap fund that includes XRP. However, as always, time will be the ultimate judge. When XRP does move, it tends to do so very swiftly. Be ready, XRP community. Okay, so this is the XRP US dollar chart. He's got a couple lines right there on when he expects this thing to move. Okay. XRP Bitcoin chart. Okay. Setting this up to make a move here. Will Bitcoin go down again and start XRP's rise? Okay. We'll continue to watch that. Now, continuing on Bitcoin, because you have to understand that Bitcoin still leads the pack these days, right? Despite Bitcoin not really turning me on or getting me excited in any sort of way or fashion, we have to respect it. It still does lead the market. Okay. Whenever Bitcoin has broken its old all-time highs, it would perform a bull market top 266 to 315 days after. Later. Right. So after it breaks the old all-time high, it tops out that bull market 266 to 315 days later. Almost 2/3 of a year. Bitcoin reached a new all-time high last week. Next bull market peak may thus occur in 266 to 315 days from now. That's December 2024 or February 2025. And this is why I've continued to say that I believe that this bull run extends out into next year, right? If history repeats, Bitcoin's topping out towards like December into the beginning of next year. And then we would expect the altcoins to follow suit. Now, the one thing that is going to differentiate us this time around is that XRP finally has utility. And you've been seeing how all these other coins, look at Solana. Look at Solana, for example, and how much Solana has pumped just based off the fact that it has all these meme coins being built, all this DEX activity, 3 billion being moved on the Solana DEX. 99% of it's crap, but what did it do? It pumped Solana. Now, on the XRP Ledger, I believe that we're going to have crap. We're going to have a whole lot of crap. And this is why everybody needs to understand and be careful when you move in here and you start playing around on the XRP Ledger DEX. You have to understand that anybody can build a token in literally 15 minutes on the XRP Ledger. And with the AMM, mark my words, the scams are only going to pick up from here, especially as we head into the next bull run. And because now there will be utility here, the scams are only going to pick up from here. And what they're going to do is they're going to create new scam tokens, and then they're going to flow them into the AMM. And initially, you'll think that you're going to be going to make some good money over there. You'll think this token's kind of cool. So you'll go throw some money over there. But then this is where these big, massive liquidity providers, these issuers, or those that are on the inside, they rug pull through AMM liquidity pools. This is the same thing. This is what really ran rampant during the 2021 bull run was the DeFi craze got so big, but basically all these rug pulls were done, technically through these AMMs and these various liquidity pools. And so the thing that I like about the AMM here is that we're not relying on a third party to put us into some sort of liquidity pool. We're using the XRP Ledger DEX. We're using the decentralized technology to do it for us. It's about as close to passive income as you can get, right? I know that a lot of people get all worked up. We can't call it passive income. Okay, Fine, we can't call it passive income. Do you got to break a sweat? No. You got to put your XRP into the AMM, which technically, the technical feature is selling your XRP in exchange for liquidity pool tokens. So for that reason, we can't call it passive. I mean, let's not get lost in the sauce on the technical nuance. Let's just get to the facts here, which is you're going to be able to put your assets to work while you're sleeping. You're going to be providing liquidity and making a yield. But as I've been saying, more tokens are now going to come. I'm ready and I'm so excited for the legitimate issuers, the respectable issuers to come to the XRP Ledger. I'm hoping that Circle shows up, issues USDC on the XRP Ledger. That would be fantastic, right? And many others. But you're also going to see a bunch more scam tokens, just like in 2021, when the broader crypto space figured out that you could launch a token on the XRP Ledger in 5 minutes. We already went through this. There's already 8,000 tokens on the XRP Ledger. And now with the AMM, there's going to be even more incentive to create a token on the XRP Ledger, get all your buddies and shill it and pay, influencers will get on in it. Everybody piles into the liquidity pool. And then what happens? And then you get rugged because they pull the liquidity pool or they pull their assets out of the liquidity pool, or they have the largest share of voting on the liquidity pool, right? And so you got to be careful here, folks. I'm going to be putting out a lot more content on the AMMs as this rolls out over the next 24 hours and I can start to play with it. I am going to be sacrificing some of my XRP for the AMM. And I say sacrifice just because I'm willing to take the loss, the impermanent loss. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to put some XRP to use. And I'm also going to put a lot of USD to use. Right? Any issued asset on the XRP Ledger, you can add to an AMM liquidity pool. And if one isn't created, you can create that liquidity pool yourself. So this is beautiful decentralized finance at the protocol level. But humans are going to do what humans do. They're greedy SOBs. These people don't care about Rug and fellow humans. That's the crypto space in a nutshell. This is what has gotten us to this point so far, right? By and large, it's a greater fool theory on 99% of crypto. I'm buying a token now and hoping that someone more stupid than me is going to buy this thing for me at a higher price. And now we've separated ourselves with utility coming to the XRP Ledger. We got this ecosystem around us, as I showed you guys, right? Our hub and spoke model. This is so perfect. The XRP Ledger gets to be lean, mean, and the best source of liquidity in the world. Meanwhile, we got all these other chains that are fighting for our competition. Why do you think there's been so many airdrops to XRP holders? People want our community. Our community is so strong. And our community is the most difficult community to get to invest in your project, into your NFTs. This is why there's a lot of people saying that NFTs are dead on the XRP Ledger. You just don't got a product that people want to buy, that people want to exchange their XRP for. I'm sorry that many of us crazies in the XRP community treat our XRP like a reserve currency, and we're not going to trade it for a JPEG of a monkey. I'm just not going to. I'm sorry. I really wish you the best success, but I'm not giving you my reserve currency for a JPEG of pixelated crap. I'm not interested, okay? And so, it's so funny. All these guys talking about, building out utility on the XRP Ledger, we got all sorts of utility on the way. When you really break this down with the features that are coming to the XRPL mainnet, this is helping our DEX become more efficient. And then we're getting the cross-chain bridge. Then we're getting the decentralized identity, which allows, legitimate regulated institutions to come on board to the XRP Ledger, and institutions that are required by law to be able to KYC, you'll now be able to do that through the decentralized identity in the XRP Ledger, where you'll have control of your data and you'll only have to turn over the data and information that you want to that third-party issuer or that third-party whoever you're dealing with. You're in control of that. That's what's different about decentralized identity. This isn't, world ID, digital ID on the XRP Ledger and everybody's going to have your information. No. It's decentralized identity where you get to, it's just like controlling your keys through self-custody, right? You get to self-custody your data, your information, and you get to turn over the information that you want to that third party. You're in complete control. This is that decentralized utopia that we really set out to create. And I was thinking about this earlier today about how in my opinion, David Schwartz, Arthur Brito, Jed McCaleb were pure Bitcoiners. I'm not going to debate whether or not David Schwartz is Satoshi. I don't care to debate that, but I'm just here to say I believe that they were pure Bitcoiners, and that's why they created XRP Ledger, right? A peer-to-peer, system for transferring value. That's what the Ripple Ledger, as they called it in the early days, right? Even before XRPL became a thing, it was the Ripple Ledger, which was basically a ledger of IOUs, and that's exactly what the XRP Ledger is right now. It's a ledger of IOUs. That's what issued assets are. And so please be careful. As I wrap up this session here tonight, I just want to make sure that everybody likes this video, shares out our content far and wide, and that you hear this one last warning, that with this additional utility, with this additional responsibility, with this power comes additional responsibility and more due diligence that needs to be done by the XRP community. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm only going to share my thoughts, my opinions, and what I can find as far as facts and real figures that we can bring to the table here on these projects, what we can verify, what scares me, what worries me, and what I absolutely love. And what I absolutely love to see is that we have a competition right now amongst all of the builders. Who can bring the most utility to this ledger? And if you're not building on mainnet, you can still build on one of these side chains. You can still build on a network that has smart contracts that's connected to the XRP ledger through the bridge. And so this is an absolute beautiful time to be in the XRP community, as we have the understanding as a matter of law that XRP is not a security, the only digital asset in the United States with that clarity. You back that up with the massive amount of utility that we got coming, that we can finally get something cooking here on the XRP ledger. And then you add to the fact that we're following along with the rest of the cryptocurrency space, which, yeah, we might be in the part of a correction here. We called this correction last week. We warned about this correction. This is nothing new. We talked about a 20% pullback, which takes us down, back down below 60,000, which we got pretty close already. And I believe that this correction is not over. So although we have been ready and anticipated this correction, we understand where we're at on the time frame. We're out till the end of 2024 into 2025. And XRP can move without Bitcoin. It's done it in the past. Historically, it also follows behind Bitcoin. Either way, we are going to be going up in price. And the XRP Ledger AMM is just one part. It's just one variable that we get to plug into our equation in our investment thesis on XRP. The fact that we're finally getting an AMM. See, I was already incredibly bullish, as many of you are as well, on XRP before we had the AMM, before we had the cross-chain bridge, because we knew that the payments, the liquidity problems are the biggest in the world. But we didn't stop there. And like I said earlier, I pay my respects to the builders. I pay my respects to the lawyers. We are in this as a community. We're fighting on the legal battlefield. We're fighting to build real products and real services for the XRP community. This is what it's about. I see Stuart shows up. Thanks, Zach. Ignore the BS. PS, Dow Jones right now at 39,781. I've been banging on for 2 years that we hit 40,000 and the red lights start flashing. Careful in the stock market. Stuart, 100%, brother. 100%. I spoke on that earlier. How this market, it's just like the roaring 20s without the vibes, right? And so this is why I try to come on here on a daily basis and bring the vibes, bring the energy, bring the positivity. And, not afraid to confront the challenges, not afraid to confront this evil. These people are sick when we actually get down to it, right? And with everything that we've uncovered. But we show up with a smile on our face as we lead into the battle every single day. Can't wait to get back to the battle, right? Can't wait to get up and get back to work. I love the position that I'm in. I love the position that our community's in. I love how much there is so much momentum behind our community right now. As I said in this morning's episode, Elon, ETHgate, and XRP going viral. Elon Musk eventually is going to show his support for John Dean. Mark my words. Mark my words. Elon Musk is going to show his support for John Dean. What does John Dean represent? fighting for everything that's right in America, fighting for a level playing field, fighting for the XRP community. We are about to go viral. John Deaton going for Senate. You guys saw this morning, Brad Kimes, digital asset investor, going to meet with Senator Chuck Grassley, sharing with him the details about ETHgate. And this is the XRP community. I thought that we were all just whining and crying and we're sad because XRP's not at 60 cents and we're going to cry, we're going to complain, you know? No. We've actually continued to fight. We are going to continue to apply pressure until we get this level playing field. It's not that we want to see Ether get sued. It's not that we want to see Bitcoin go down. It's just that we wanted a level playing field. We got attacked, and that's what ETHgate's all about. First part is the damages done to the XRP community. Second part is the profit made from Joseph Lubin and the gang. Third part is the broader corruption of our capital markets. And it's probably happening in your country as well. If you're not in the US, God bless you. Thank you to our international audience as well. But you guys are facing the same exact problems. And so we are in this fight together. We got to stand behind John Deaton. We got to stand behind any of these representatives that actually are willing to bring some accountability to the table, to DC. Right? There's very few of them. Don't worry. You don't have to look far down the list. There's only a few of them that are actually willing to apply some pressure. Look at what Empowered USA is doing with their Freedom of Information Acts. And once again, folks, on this platform, what I do is I want to be able to tell my children, my grandchildren, that not only did I get our family on the right side of the transfer of wealth, but we also stood up for truth, that we weren't afraid to speak out, that we showed up to fight every single day. And God willing, we defeat this evil. God willing, we level the playing field. God willing, we save this country and save this planet. Humanity needs to be freed from these sickos. These people that want to control every aspect of our lives. And the money changers, you know, this is who we're talking about. A group of unelected private central bankers that have a grip on our country and probably have a grip on your country. And if they don't have a grip on your country, then we're probably at war with you. And that's the reality of the situation right now. So let's keep up the fight, guys. I just want to say thank you for everyone who stopped by here tonight. I see that we have over 2,000 watching here total between YouTube and Twitter. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you guys could do me a big favor by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide, and please remember, I don't have any sponsors right now. All of our support comes from our community. I greatly appreciate you guys. I have affiliates and community resources available at my website for exchanges, for wallets, and also for precious metals. If you're looking to get metals shipped directly to you, we can facilitate that, and we would love to get that done for you. And we also have experts who can help you with your retirement account or your 401k, rolling that over and getting some exposure to precious metals as well. You guys know we've been stacking it, whether it's physical metals, whether it's positions in commodities, and we're talking about digital commodities as well, like XRP. We've been doing it and we've been building our businesses, and we're going to continue to fight the legal battlefield every single day. We are not going to stop showing up. And please remember that there is so much momentum behind our community. Watch out for the hype. Watch out for our community that's going to be under attack. This is what happens when the spotlight gets shined down on you. And this story is going viral. Absolutely. I know 100% that we're already taking this story viral. We got the documentary coming out in the second part of this year. Going to blow this thing wide open. You're going to be watching it at home with wifey, with your Netflix and chill program. You bet. You bet. Or maybe it's going to be on a different platform. We don't know about Netflix just yet. But guys, I just want to say thank you as we wind down this session. God bless all of you guys. It's an absolute pleasure to show up here every single day and bring the news that matters most to you guys on the current events, the financial markets, and making sure that you guys are getting on the right side of the transfer of wealth. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care out there.